I'm Jason Little, and this is 10 minutes off the top of my head. We're going to continue the series, A Great Blessing is Coming, but first I want to quickly go over those things which we must agree on, those basic principles that we should agree on for this discussion. Number one, Satan is a liar and the father of lies. Number two, cognitive dissonance affects us all. Number three, they are out there. They are the Illuminati. Illuminati is not a noun, it's an adjective. There are many groups that are Illuminati, and it would behoove you to study this topic just a little bit because they're real. But there's no group out there calling themselves the Illuminati. It's a conglomeration of a bunch of different groups. See the great lecturer on this topic, Myron Fagan. And that's Myronfagen. Look him up on YouTube. Number four, they, the Illuminati, are of their father, the devil. Number five, the science is never settled. Number six, today scientists have substituted mathematics for experiments and wander off through equation after equation and eventually build a structure which has no relation to reality. And for more information on that, I would direct you to another man named Bill Gaede, G-A-E-D-E, Bill Gaede. You can find his videos on science on YouTube as well. And then number seven, Jesus is Lord and Jesus is coming again. Number eight, and this is where I want to look today. The Bible cannot be debunked by science. The Bible cannot be debunked by science. I want to talk about the different scientists that are very popular in our time. Right now, there are three main big-time scientists. Fourth, who is a big-time scientist, but not as well known. And these guys are shaping our understanding of the cosmos. They're shaping our understanding of biology, and they're shaping our understanding of all science as it relates to mankind. The three big name guys are Bill Nye, the not-so-science guy. Of course, he had a show on television for years called Bill Nye the Science Guy, and then Bill Nye Saves the World on Netflix. And Bill Nye is neither a science guy, nor is he someone who's ever going to save the world. He's a degenerate, lying son of the devil. Then you've got number two, and perhaps the biggest of them all, is Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson is the main guy at the observatory. It escapes my thought right now. Bradford Observatory, something like that. Anyway, he's more famous for his appearances on the TV show The Big Bang Theory and other television shows throughout his career because he's an actor. And for more information on that, you can check out ODD TV and his brief documentary about exposing Neil deGrasse Tyson as an actor. And then number three would be, and this guy's all over the place. He's on television news programs, CNN, Fox News. Everybody has him. He's an astrophysicist or a theoretical physicist. His name is Michio Kaku. And he is the number one, how should I say it? The number one purveyor of string theory. Now, just so you know what string theory is, string theory says that there are multiple universes, that we're one of many different universes, possibly innumerable universes, that all these universes are expanding, ever expanding into nothing, and that these universes are connected with each other through wormholes, and that there are actually electrons in this universe that are paired with electrons in other universes that are quantum entangled with electrons in other universes, and that those electrons can exchange information. So quantum entanglement is basically this. An electron over here in our universe is quantumly entangled with an electron in another universe, and if the electron over here moves up, this one moves up. If it moves down, the other one moves down. If it goes left or right, up, down, wherever, if it goes in a circle, they're both going to be going in a circle. That's quantum entanglement. And that's one of the theories that comes through the nonsense that is the string theory. Now, these three guys, and I have had deep discussions with a very knowledgeable person, which is my son, and he's the one that kind of has come up with this theory. So you've got Bill Nye the Science Guy, who appeals to the children and appeals to teenagers. Then you've got Neil deGrasse Tyson, who appeals to those of us that think that we're intellectual. And then you have Michio Kaku, who appeals to those that are Christians, to try and sell what I'll call the devil's science to us. And we can label this all, put this all under the label of scientism. Scientism is the religion of science. If scientism is the religion of science, then those three guys are the high priests, along with another one named Lawrence Krauss. Lawrence Krauss said that by teaching anything other than evolution in school as a fact of biology, that it is child abuse to not teach evolution as a fact of biology. So we have these four great high priests of scientism in the world today. Three of them are extremely well known. Lawrence Krauss, not so much. You'd probably recognize him if you saw him. But anyway, let's look at what these guys say. Neil deGrasse Tyson, in an interview with a former rapper whose name escapes my mind, said that the reason that we have the problems that we've got in science today is that, number one, we live in a society that has free speech. And number two, like that's a bad thing, right? The problem with science today is that we live in a society that has free speech. And then number two, the other problem is that we have failed in our education system. And Neil deGrasse Tyson said that we need to teach people what to think and how to think. So if that's not indoctrination, I don't know what is. Teach you what to think and how to think. You take a guy like Bill Gates, on the other hand, who's not known at all. And if you go and look at his videos, I'll be the one that introduced you to him. And I'm a nobody. And I've got 60 subscribers. So who am I, right? But if you go and look at his videos, you're going to find out that he has a completely different opinion. And his opinion is, I should present you with my theories. They should present you with their theories. And you, as the receiver, should make up your own mind. Is this right? Or is that right? And I think that that's the only way to approach science. Now, let's go back and look at a guy named Sir Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton at his time was the authority in his field of science, of physics. He came up with the laws of physics. He came up with the theory, by the way, theory of gravity. And after he concluded his huge book of principles on gravity, at the end of the day, with all of his equations, he came up with the conclusion that he doesn't know. And so gravity is accepted as a fact in our day and age. But do you know that there are other explanations for what gravity is, or what we call gravity? When I take the pen here and I drop it and it falls to the table, that there's Sir Isaac Newton's idea about why that happens. Then there's Bill Gates' idea about why that happens. Then there's the theory of buoyancy and density of why that happens. But none of those get any kind of a fair shake because gravity has dominated the landscape. And I know you're probably thinking, wow, you're nuts. You're discounting. You don't believe in gravity? Well, I'm saying this, that there's other theories. I'm saying that Sir Isaac Newton, in all of his glory, was not peer-reviewed. There was no scientific journals in those days for him to publish his works. He just published a book. He gave it to the people. He said, this is what it is. Accept it or not. It's that thick. It's 1,000 pages long, full of mathematical equations that the normal person doesn't understand. And let me direct your attention back to that very quote from Nikola Tesla, who said, today's scientists have substituted mathematics for experiments, and they wander off through equation after equation and eventually build a structure which has no relation to reality. If you watch Bill Gates' videos, you'll find out that Bill Gates says that mathematics is not the language of science. It's not the language of physics, because all mathematics can do is describe things. It cannot explain anything. So think about that. Now, I want to get to, in the next video, the Bible cannot be debunked by science, and I have much more to say about these three character actors who are playing their part in today's culture to convince you that their science, their scientism, is what ought to be believed and worshiped. So, God bless you. See you on the next video.